Welcome back to Onshape. Today we're working on our basic skill. We're going to make a revolve. A revolve is essentially taking a sketch and then rotating it around another axis. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to start a new part and we're going to make this sketch in millimeters. So let's get started. So we'll make a new document. I'm just going to call this Revolve sample. You can name it whatever you'd like. And we're going to set our units. Workspace units, we're going to go ahead and go to millimeters and we'll go kilograms here just as practice for later on. Start a new sketch on the front plane and letter N to navigate to that front plane. Now we're going to go ahead and sketch out this shape. So we've got this T shape here, which is going to be our revolve axis, and then a construction line for a mirror. So I'll go ahead and grab my line tool. I'll change it to a construction line. And I'm going to go ahead and start down here at the bottom, pull it across, escape out of my line, hit the L again, and I can hit the Q to change it to construction. So a couple of shortcuts for you there, L and Q. And hit escape to get out of that. Now, as you can see, what we're going to do is go over horizontally, vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal. I don't know if these two are coincident with each other. We'll find out later. Grab that line tool. We're going to do this in one continuous line drop. So I'm going to click once, pull it out horizontal, come up, come in, over, go a little bit outside because I'm not real sure what happens there. And I just lost my line there. Pull it up, and over. And let's check that. So you'll see I messed that up a little bit. I went straight over and I need to go down and over. So let's go back and show you how to fix that. To fix that, I'm out of my line tool. I'm just going to pick this line and I'm going to delete it. Hit L for line again. And I'm going to come over, down, over, and on. I'm going to pull this construction line up a little further. Let's look at our constraints. So you're going to see that I've got a 90-degree constraint here, which is going to essentially make this horizontal, but I'm going to go ahead and apply horizontal to all of my horizontal lines. Got it, and I'm going to go ahead and apply vertical to all my vertical lines. So this one, I'm going to go vertical with that also. Now this icon right here means that it's 90 degrees, so if that's horizontal, it's vertical by definition, but it's a little better to make it a vertical line. Looks good. So there it is, side by side. You'll see I'm not quite as proportional. That's okay though. I'm going to drag a couple of these and make it a little more proportional. Turn off my constraints, drag my line up, over. Looks a little better now. Okay, so now we're going to mirror. So my mirror function, again, in my full screen, my mirror function shows up right here. It asks me to choose an axis to mirror about, my center line, and then click on all of the items to mirror. You just go through and pick these one at a time, or you could click and drag and collect multiple. I'll just pick them one at a time. Hit escape, get out of my mirror. So there's my mirror. Next up, we're going to apply some dimensions. I'd like to apply the biggest dimension first, that 250, so the sketch doesn't blow up. Grab my dimension tool from the top down to this revolve axis and then pull it down. This is going to give me a diameter. This will give me a radius. So I'm going to drop that and I'm going to make that 250. Now I'm going to zoom out with my scroll wheel and I'm just going to keep working my way down. The next one is 200. And the next one is 165. So we just keep working our way down. And these are all dimensions given in diameter. 75. And finally, 25. Similarly, I'll go with my width. I'll go from the inside out. That's 40. This is 75. And then my bottom width here is going to be 100. Now you'll notice that the line right here is still blue. And the reason that's still blue is I need to apply the same dimension here as 40. Now the way I'm going to do that is on one side, I'll get out of my dimensioning tool. On one side I'm going to pick the line and the second line that I want these two to be basically so that they are coincident. So this line, coincident, or collinear is the technical term. So those two lines are the same line. There's my dimensions. So now we're going to revolve this. So we're going to exit out of the sketch. Here I've got my closed body, it's gray, and I'm going to choose my revolve tool here. That revolve tool is going to ask me first what region or face. So I'm going to click on this entire face. That's what I'm going to revolve. The next question it's asking me is what axis will I revolve around? And I'm going to choose that line. So let me go back through and re-click on this. And it'll preview it right away. Now notice there's binary choices up here. I can go new, add, remove, or intersect. Well, the only thing I can do now is go new because there's no other body in here. If I was revolving into and adding to another part, I would use add. If I wanted to revolve to subtract material, I would go remove. If I wanted to do where the two intersect, I would use intersect. We'll learn more about that later. So there's my revolve. Also full, if I go less than full, if I went less than full, you can see that as I go around here, I can change my revolve angle, and I can go like 90 degrees, and I can revolve less than a full arc. Also, we're going to do full. Hit the check mark to accept it. Okay, let's go ahead and rename this bad boy, and we're going to call it a wheel. The way we do that is we click down here in part, right-click, rename, or well. Hit return. So I have renamed that. Now we're going to add some material. So again, I click on the name, right click, and right here I'm going to go assign material. Now you'll notice how this is stainless steel 304. You're going to use the on-shape material and then highlight in here and type in 304. You'll see it appear right below and select it. You can also scroll through. That assigns a strength. It also assigns a density to it, which will give you a mass. And hit the check mark. Last thing we've got to do is check our mass properties. Because we assigned a material to it, I can check and get a valid mass property for stainless steel. Highlight that. I have to pick the part that I want to check, and right here you can see I've got 19.612. And I've got 19.612. Let's see it. Voila. That's all there is to making the wheel. Thanks for watching.